Hello viewers, Media J2K here again, following up with my last video, which was the prelude to the figures you saw in that package. This, I'm going to open first, the Kyle figure. We know what it is. It's the Pythona Cobra-La classified. And I have it in front of the only Cobra Terror Drome that I own, the Kre-O version. These came out in 2004 or 5, around, or no, maybe it was 7 or 8, sorry, around the time of the Battleship movie and the Kelvin Star Trek movie. All right, so here we go. Let's open this up. Let's not waste any time, right? So I'll get found my box cutter again, so I'll carefully slice that. And then pull Pythona out from the bottom. Oh, look at that. It's got a nice pinkish. Oh, her snakes fell out already. That's it. They're on the attack. They don't even wait. They don't even wait till she throws them. All right, so here we can see even better. Let's get the disclaimer out of the way. Toes. I'm not sure that you see that in the movie, but I think you do. That her outfit is more organic skin than actual clothing, which one of the reviewers I was listening to made that comment. I think that the pink is like maybe her actual skin, which doesn't make sense because her fingers are off-white, right, and her face. So maybe it's a bodysuit with this organic armor that made me take shape around the bodysuit. Maybe that's what Pythona is wearing. All right, let me, I don't want to rip anything pulling it out of the box or break anything, so I'm gonna do it carefully, all right? Please bear with me. Okay, before I even started, I noticed right as I was about to pull the figure out, the band wraps around the wrists and around the cape behind. So that way the cloak cape, she's got long hair there, doesn't wiggle around in packaging and shipping before purchase. So that's good. All right, I'm gonna have to cut that off carefully. Got that off. The cloak is free, but the cloak has to slide through the plastic. So be careful. And it's okay. It looks like a few of the cutouts from the cloak stayed with it. I don't know if that's a design intent or fabrication overlook. It's hard to see there, but there's pieces that are the cutouts of the fabric is still there. Pieces of the fabric. All right, let me carefully wiggle her out of her tray. Okay, another update. I had to pop out her arms first by pushing from behind and then pull and push from behind to get her legs out. I'm debating if I ever want to put her back in the tray completely, just to avoid paint rubs every time you push her in and out. Her thighs and even her calves may get paint rubs. Now let's try and get the cloak out. The cloak. Oh, it's stuck. The cloak is stuck on her hairpiece. All right. So you want to make sure the hairpiece. Can we get the hairpiece out? Maybe we get the hairpiece out first. Okay. All right. Got her hairpiece out. Okay. That's encouraging. And now the cape, and be careful. Yeah. You got to be really careful getting that cape through the hole. All right. Looks like I didn't lose anything or tear anything. So I got her cape all the way out. And I'm thinking the hairpiece won't work if you put the cloak on her earrings. You got to be careful with those earrings too. They're nice and long and thin. And see if you can get them on camera. Nice and long and thin, and they will get caught. Both sides, they will get caught. And you know, I know these are 6-inch figures, and every time I get one of these in my hands, they seem a lot smaller. Let's get the bring this back so you can see. But she's got very good mobility, not stiff at all. Shoulders, she's got the butterfly, the bicep twist, pinless elbows. And another problem, the female figures always have thin limbs and a little bit more scary. Like the Lady J figure, I'm always scared when I pose her, the classified, even the retro one. Ab crunch, not much there. The waist, oh, is really tight. The waist doesn't twist. The legs got the upper thigh twist that moves. The other one's stuck. Oh my goodness. Knees, pinless knees also, but they're pretty flexible. The ankles, Pythona does not have the ankle twist like the Once a Man and Retro Cobra Commander does. So you just get her twist in her foot. Her foot's got up and down mobility and not left. It's got left. That's, yeah. It doesn't really have left to right mobility. It's just got that kind of twist. But you can't like turn the foot. You have to turn her whole leg to get that pose. All right, so that's something to pay attention to. And this left leg, really stiff knees. But a little bit of elbow grease. All right, so let's see this foot, same thing. No left and right articulation, up and down, and then the twisting. And she does have foot pegs. That's nice. All right, so her wrists have the pretty much normal mobility as the other wrists. And you can remove these hands and put in. She has 2 other pairs of hands, another head sculpt. I won't go into that right now. The ab crunch again. Yeah, there's the ab crunch. Not much. Head's got the neck and the head itself. And she can turn pretty good. I don't want to mess up. I want to see if I can get the cloak on before I put the hair on. Seems like this cloak is missing its front. Oh, there. It's really tight. It's really tight. And how am I going to get it around this earring? Very carefully. That's the answer. Very carefully. No. All right, let's just try and set up. I'm going to have to be very careful with that. All right. Try that at another time when I'm not. Okay. How does she stand on her own? She stands pretty good on my unlevel table. There, you can see. Let me lift you up so you can see her standing there. But I'm not going to deal with the cloak right now, so let's get her hairpiece in then. The hair is very flexible, but it pops right in. It doesn't feel like it'll fall out, so that's good. And I guess you could turn it to the side if you wanted to, which no harm there. There, you can see it a little bit better that way in the white background. But as you remember from G.I. Joe, the movie, she was her first appearance, like I mentioned in the other video, came up out of the pod, out of the water, the submarine, the organic submarine from Cobra-La, and she attacked Cobra Island and infiltrated the Terror Drome. All right, let me get all these pieces out. Okay, so I was able to get her discs into her grabbing hands, because she does come with fists for when she gets into the fight with Jinx, right? And she does have her acid dripping fingers, and I think the acid should be dripping. I think the hand is supposed to be flat and the acid dripping down. So I saw in another video someone turn those, but mine don't seem to be that flexible. So, oh, and look, it's molded together. So the index finger acid is molded to the middle and ring finger. So her hand does not go horizontal, it does go to the side. Or mine's a design error, a fabrication error. So I didn't get to see the opening scene of G.I. Joe the movie since I made the Prelude video. So there is this creature that I think this is the one that spits the poison gas or something at the Crimson Guards or one of the other Cobras. And this clamshell opens up, and or this is the one that spits out the gas, and then this one maybe she throws at the Crimson Guards. I don't quite remember. I really got to watch that. But here's her screaming face for all to see. All right, and the same long ears, screaming face, a smaller for now. Let me put the shorter hair piece. I'm thinking the shorter hair piece, still not for, maybe it'll fit on the cloak. I'll have to play with that to be sure. But the shorter hair piece is so the hair doesn't get in the way of her movements. This is the face hugger. She does throw this at someone, and then I think Nemesis Enforcer throws it at Sergeant, is the one that throws it at Sergeant Slaughter later in the movie. The gem that answers all of Zartan's questions. This little creature, I still haven't figured out. Again, I'll have to watch the movie again, the whole movie. Figure out where this 8-legged beetle looking thing. Yeah, the 8-legged beetle looking thing. Got to figure out where that goes. I'll have to watch the movie again, like I said. And the cloud hand, right? So in theory, after the acid comes off, then her hand's all cloudy, and that's what this one's for. But it's a different hand, so again, I'll have to watch the movie. Yeah, and then the snake one. Well, let's see if we can get this on her arm. It was hard to get the discs into her hands. Her hands are flexible, so they will open. Just, it's a little tricky. So take your time. Take your time. So let's try and get this one. It wraps the arm like the snake that comes with the first Baroness that came with the coil motorcycle. And I think Serpentor has a wrapping snake too. Cobra? I'm not sure. All right. It would seem like, let's see, it's got to go this way. And they gave Pythona a trigger finger, but she doesn't have a weapon that requires a trigger finger. So I guess that's how she's supposed to hold this. Now, the better figure posers out there will do it better than I did, obviously. But as you can see, that works. That works. It does curl around her arm. I'll have to look at further pictures and videos and see if I can do it better for when I put her on display. At the next show I go display my figures at. But she still stands very well. Oh, now she's a little tricky because of the change in balance here. So let's switch legs. But there you go. So she's ready to take on that Kre-O Terror Drome. All right. And the face huggers, I guess I could switch out her head. Give me a few seconds. All right. Well, I got her head off. This is how you take the cloak off. Oh, take off her head. The cloak comes right off. So no problem there in case you want her without the cloak. And for this video's purpose, I'll keep her cloak off just so I don't accidentally tear it. All right, so I'll put her short hair back in. And I tell you what, it's not easy getting her short hair in there. All right, but that face looks a lot better. That face looks a lot better. With those teeth, this face looks a lot better. Even without the cloak, this figure looks pretty scary now. So that's a nice surprise I wasn't expecting. I saw the pictures, but in person, and I even saw it on display at Comic-Con in July of 2025, but with the pictures, this, or in person, this looks a lot better. All right, so that's fun. So let's see. They did the detail on the backside very well, and she could wear a backpack, so if she's going on a hike somewhere and she needs supplies that don't attach to her organic suit here, she's got the backpack. All right, but mobility in the back without the cloak. The ab crunch is the same, but now it twists, but the hips are still really tight. So there, that's the G.I. classified Pythona. Let's say version 1, because she's sold out. I'm pretty sure eventually they will release another one. You know, I say that, but we still haven't gotten another Nemesis Immortal, and he's been sold out since his release date, I think, or shortly thereafter. So hopefully Pythona sold well, and they had a whole lot of product, so hopefully she sold well enough to warrant a version 2 for those of you that didn't get her with this initial release but now want to add her to your collection. Yeah. All right, so there, those are all right, there we go. All right, so while we're here, I have my Crayon Cobra Commander. Let's try how the face hugger looks on him. They look These tentacles look like they'd be articulated, but they're not. Oh, wait, it is. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That is nice. They are articulated. They probably have 365 degrees, and then they go up and down. Oh, well, that was a nice touch. Kind of like the snake that came with the Once of Man Cobra Commander. So there, it could curl around his head. So, obviously, the facehugger around a classified head would fit different, but it works with your Kre-Os too. That's kind of yucky looking. Kind of yucky looking. Good thing Cobra Commander has a helmet. But obviously it falls off because he can just wiggle right out of it. And while we're looking at it, this Kre-O Cobra Commander did have the chrome head all along. So that was a nice touch. And I think this was the only Cobra Commander that came out in the crown. Maybe not. I think he might have. There may be a couple of them. But always had the chrome. Yeah, and always had the blow dryer rifle. Huh? Can't get that. Pistol. Blow dryer pistol. There. Doesn't want to focus. There. Now we can focus it. All right, so thanks for watching. Again, this video went longer, but this was the part 2 of the Prelude video, and next video will be the part 3 of the Prelude video. And I probably won't have the crayons, and then I'll come back another time and make a video of my crayons, okay? So, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks to those of you that like, share, and subscribe, and Cobra la 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 la. And real quick for the post-credit scene, I want to show you how I repackaged Pythona in her box. She's under the tray. I put whatever accessories wouldn't fall out back where they go, carefully. But she's under the tray, so she will move around. I'll have to be careful. And her hair's there, and her cape is under the tray on this side. So I put her under the tray inside the pink backing and then slid that carefully into the box. All right, let's see what happens when we stand it up. All right, what was that fell down? Huh. Some piece of the cloth, I guess. And then, yeah, the figure's in good shape. So I will have to be careful as I put her back in the shipper. But hopefully this way, nothing gets ripped. And I don't do any paint rubs, because as I was trying to push her back into where her legs and thighs go, it was really hard. Difficult. So I decided not to risk it. All right, there you go. So now you know. And we all know that knowing is half the battle.